and welcome to Rising Kids Church. Thanks for volunteering.
This video is meant to train you to effectively teach and lead our kids. Enjoy.
Woo!
The first part of engagement is getting on kids' level. This has a few different meanings. First, it means literally to get on their level. When addressing kids, it's really important to get down to their line of sight to talk to them.
This helps communicate that what we're telling them is really important.
The second part of this means that when we talk to them, we want to use terminology that they can understand. Don't talk like you would talk to an adult. Talk to kids in ways that they can really grasp it. Another important part of engagement is presenting interactive messages with the kids. So when you're teaching a story, when you're going through a lesson, get the kids involved. Ask them questions. How have you seen this happen at home? What do you think this means?
Another way to be interactive with kids is having them turn to the passage in the Bible themselves. It may take a little bit longer, but it's important for them to be aware of where scriptures are found in their Bible themselves. The third part of engagement with kids is repetition. For example, if you're teaching them the Bible verse, you could say, "Then the Lord said to Moses," everybody repeat after me, "Then the Lord said to Moses." Helping them use repetition helps them remember it and store it up in their hearts.
The last part of engagement is discipline. Discipline is crucial for a godly and effective kids' church program. All throughout the Word, there's examples of discipline and how receiving it leads to gaining knowledge, giving it is showing love, and rejecting it is hatred. While in the Rising Kids program, we follow a strict code of discipline to help ensure this happens. First, at the first offense, we verbally warn the child and let them know that behavior cannot be tolerated. Secondly, we give them a timeout corresponding with how old they are and their age. Third, if it comes to it, they must be removed from the room. The teacher or helper needs to get someone from the hall to go get the child and bring in their parent. And at the end of each class, or when the parent comes, make sure to tell them what happened, how the incident went down, so that they can know how to effectively discipline their children at home. It's really important that we empower parents to do this on their own, because that's how kids will learn.
All right, so after the worship and prayer, kids are gonna come back here. The first thing that we wanna make sure is that every kid that crosses over this table or passes through into this section, we wanna make sure that they all have their stickers. So you will wanna make sure that the stickers are checked as they come in. And then behind us, there are 3 lines of tape. Each one is gonna be labeled with a class or an age range. The students are gonna need to make sure that they go down, they line up on that line, and we just encourage them hands to ourselves. And then as they're saying in there, we'll then tell them, the Bible teaches us that the last will be first and the first shall be last. So we'll have all the kids turn around, and then one classroom at a time, they get released into their rooms. So we wanna make sure that we train children up diligently in the Word. And so we are gonna do memory verses each week. In the schedule, it should indicate when you're gonna do the memory verse, as well as if it's gonna be partnered with snack or craft. So during that time, you're gonna come over here to this memory verse station.
You'll just call one child at a time over here. You'll say, "Hey, do you know the memory verse from last week?" They will tell you the verse. Sometimes, especially if the kids are younger, like in the 5 and 6 room, they may need a little bit of prompting to help them remember the verse. If they say the verse and they bring their Bible, they will receive a candle.
And there's 5 spots on it. Each student gets their own block. And then there's extra candles and blocks in here if you need them. But when they get all 5 candles, what do they get, Lisa?
Okay, when they get all 5, they will get a prize from the prize bin. A lot of times this is located on top of the shelf in the classroom, so they will get to choose it. We like to give out the prizes at the end of class so that they're not distracted and playing with it during the lesson.
All right, so now we want to talk to you guys about the cabinets. It's very organized. Please do your best to keep it this way. Snacks, water bottles. This is the timeout timer regarding classroom discipline. Keep it organized. There should be a new water bottle each week. So they should get a fresh water bottle every week for the classroom. Whatever's left, drink it yourself or whatever, toss it out.
Water the flowers.
Please make sure that you close the snacks in every classroom. When these are left open, because we buy them in bulk, they will get very stale from week to week. So please make sure you close them up.
And you might even want to clip or tape down bags that are in boxes like the cereal.
Additionally, craft supplies, scissors, glue, markers, etc. will all be found in the cabinet.
And help the kids remember too to take care of the supplies. Remind them, shut the glue bottles, shut the marker caps. Make sure that they are taking care of the supplies as well, so that we have supplies to use every week. Once the child is checked into their classroom, there is no reason why they ever need to leave the classroom, because now we have bathrooms in the classrooms.
So bathroom policy is this: when the child needs to use the restroom, you will walk into the classroom, you will close the far bathroom door. Any teacher in any classroom, if the bathroom door is closed, assume a child is in it, okay? So you close the far bathroom door, then you will leave, you'll let the child come in, close the second door behind them. When they're finished, you can they'll come out of the bathroom, and then you'll need to come back in and reopen the other side, even if you opened it a crack. That way we don't leave it closed. Everyone in all the classrooms then knows if it's occupied or if it's not. And then also make sure you tell the students, remind them, flush, wash, and then they can be on their way. Welcome to the timeout chair. So in the classroom, we have a 3-strike policy for discipline. Strike number 1, when the child has done something to maybe disturb the classroom or done something disobedient. First strike, the teacher will get down to eye level with the student. This teacher will then instruct the student what they have done wrong, get the student to repeat back to you what they have done wrong and what the expectation is. The second discipline issue for the same problem area, you'll set the student out for a timeout. You'll have them sit down in a timeout chair, and then each classroom will have a timer. You will set the minute timer to the student's age. So if they're 6 years old, it's for 6 minutes that they're gonna sit in timeout. After this, third strike, we're going to page the parent. So the student goes back in the timeout chair, and then you will need to let your coordinator know, get the sticker number on the back of the student sticker, and then we will page the parent and have them come remove the student from the classroom. All right, so at the end of class, parents will come in and they'll be ready to pick up their children. In order to do that, the parent must have the parent checkout sticker in order to match the child sticker. We do want to keep the gate closed to this area at all times, unless the child is being released, just to kind of keep that distinction between the parent and student. For parent checkout, we do ask that the teacher will come up and give a specific report per child. So if the student had great behavior that day, yeah, go tell them they did great. If there are any behavior issues, we always like to sandwich it, right? So give them, say, hey, your child did great with this today. Here was a little bit of a discipline issue that we had. Make sure that you explain it to the parent. We will also ask for that to be reported to the coordinator later. Once that's done, you do need to check the stickers. Once they match, remove the sticker from the back of the student or have the student remove their own sticker and give it to you. Once the student is outside of this gate, they are in the parents' control. It's up to the parents now. They're no longer part of the kids' church check-in area, so we can release them. We don't want them back in without a sticker. So that's kind of how we control the in and out.
At the end of class, the teacher will fill out what is on this clipboard. It just gives a report for how everything went. If there's any extra supplies that are needed, if there were discipline problems, anything like that, you just fill it out and then you're gonna give it to your coordinator. Okay, so we're in the nursery. If a baby needs its diaper changed, you are going to take one of the liners, you're gonna lay it down. There's also gloves that you will put on when you're changing the baby's diaper down here. So make sure that you use these. Do not leave a baby unattended on the changing table. Change their diaper. You can even put the diaper inside the glove, put it in the garbage, and then at the end of the service, you're gonna take the garbage out and put it in the hallway.
So now we're gonna go over a few safety things in the classroom. We're gonna go over some scenarios after Kelly explains a few things.
So basically, as a teacher or helper in the classroom, make sure that after you prepare your lesson, make sure all of your scissors and other sharp objects are put away in a safe place where the kids cannot reach them. All right, now we're going to talk about when an injury actually does occur in the classroom and how to handle that situation.
Okay, so we're gonna go over a few first aid points. First of all, this is our first aid kit. We keep it right behind the kids counter as you come into the children's area. So kind of be familiar of what it looks like. It'll be in one of the cubbies underneath the computer. In here we have a few really important items, gloves, Band-Aids, tape and Q-tips, things like that. Hopefully everything that you might need to take care of a minor first aid scenario. So make sure that you be aware of where this is. And if you ever have any problems with first aid or anything like that, seek out your coordinators. And Kelly is going to talk about our incident reports if something would occur.
So after a minor incident and you've dealt with the situation, you want to contact your coordinator, like Drake said, and also the parents. After the situation happens and everything's okay, the teacher or instructor in the classroom needs to fill out this incident report. This is also located at the check-in desk at the kids counter. So the description of the incident needs to be written out, and one form needs to stay at kids' church and one form needs to be sent home.
So anytime that you are giving first aid, we want to make sure that our teachers are staying safe as well as all of our kids. So if there is blood or any type of bodily fluid that you're dealing with, if a kid has a cut, which is probably the most first aid that you're going to be giving, make sure that you use gloves just to protect yourself from any bloodborne pathogens and anything else that might be coming in contact with. So if a scenario with choking or anything should arise, we want to make sure that we contact not only our coordinators, but the parents, and we're going to go over some scenarios where 911 might be called as well. Okay, so we're also going to go over infant choking or toddler choking as well. So with this, I like to call it the baby two-step. So what you're going to do is you're going to position the infant or toddler on your arm. You want to make sure that you hold the chin so that the neck is supported, and you want their head to be below their feet. And what you're going to do is you're going to get kind of down in a bent knee position and rest your arm on your knee, and you're going to give 5 back blows between the shoulder blades. 3, 4, 5. And then you're going to grab the base of the neck, flip them over onto your other arm, still making sure their head is below their feet, and you're going to give 5 chest compressions right in between the nipple line. And again, you're going to repeat this process until the object is dislodged. Make sure that if this occurs, just like everything else, we're going to contact our coordinators, the parents, and in severe cases, we will call 911.
So lastly, in the case of an emergency, if it's not a basic first aid or injury, an emergency would include a child's not breathing, they're non-responsive. You want to make sure to call 911 right away, obviously get the parents involved, and find somebody who knows CPR.
Hey everyone, thank you for watching the Arising Kids training video. Make sure you see this packet, you read this packet. It is very important!